Ain't nothing going on? Okay, cool, chill. Alright, before we get started, let me get something going.
What if this scene doesn't make sense?
What if this doesn't?
Okay. Alright, well, welcome, keepers of the crypt. This is all from the crypt, and yeah, let's do a little bit of talking today again, like last time. I kind of enjoyed that last time. Um, you know what? Here, but might as well though. Might as well. Before we get started though, let me. We'll eventually get this whole internet situation figured out. I should be getting it fixed so we don't have to deal with this fucking laggy ass fucking bullshit that we got going on right now. So, let me. Okay. What the fuck? He said, was it that fucking bad? Okay, there it goes. Alright. So, let's get started. Now, a couple of things I want to bring up. Um, I will say that, obviously, the last conversation we had, um, was, like I said, no one's perfect. No one will be perfect. Okay, so, all you have to do in no situation from there, you just kind of have to just get better. Once you fuck up somewhere, just get better. But where do I start from here? It's been to the point where we are us men, because I'm gonna put it in a general sense, because at this point, not everyone has this mindset. Like, you know, a few people who do. Like, I'm not saying it's only like five, right? There's a lot of people who have the same mindset, but overall, the majority don't think this way anymore. And a lot of reasons it is because we've been taught to let go of our pride. We've been taught to let go of who we are, our nature, and that we need to become more, I guess you could say, like, grounded and more less violent and less civilized. And I personally, I get the civilized part, more grounded part. I get that 100%. I get that. What I don't like is the whole that we need to let go of our pride and all this stuff. Like, no, that's no. Because at the end of the day, if we don't, that's all we have. If we don't have anything else, we have our pride, and that's it. That is all we have. And at that point, it's like, what are we supposed to do without this? Like, we're just gonna get ran over by anybody, including people who shouldn't be running us over. It's just it's just crazy to me how all this has played out in the last, I want to say, 10 years, actually. Exactly 10 years, because I feel like 2013, that's when all that shit starts to get like increased up to the max, right? And so I've always told myself that I wasn't gonna let any of that, like, I guess you could say, get to me. But it got to me. And I will say, one specific reason I know why, masochist, right? Like, I mean, obviously that sounds like some masochist ass shit, but we need to endure pain. It's okay to feel sad. It's okay to be sad. It's okay to be depressed. It's not okay to stay that. It's not okay to stay that way. Don't continue to just let this fully like take control of who you are, how you are, and how you act. So, putting it to you in perspective, you have to let go of things, regardless, regardless. Because if you're gonna do something and you haven't let go yet, your mind is still gonna be clouded. It's going to continue to be clouded. You're not gonna fucking make the right decision, because when you have a cloudy mind and you make a decision during a cloudy mind, you're gonna make the wrong one essentially. And making the wrong one essentially is always gonna end up in such a bad situation or such a bad place. And it's okay. Everyone makes mistakes. Sometimes you don't have that, I guess, like, I don't want to say like mental capacity, because people do. It's more so of and it's not spiritual either, but I guess you could say it's spiritual capacity. I'm not saying it in like in a supernatural sense, and like, oh, being powerful with like, you know, Super Saiyan. Like, no, none of that. Your spirit, your heart. That's what I call my heart, my spirit. I have heart. I have spirit. Maybe you just don't have the heart at that moment, at that time. And it's okay. You just have to live. You have to learn. Take in consideration these other things that are going on. But always make a decision when you're not clouded with a bunch of bullshit. Because the moment you do, you'll make the wrong one. Get into a situation with a clouded head, you're essentially going to make the wrong moves. And it's just life. But you have to overcome those things. We have to overcome pain. We have to be able to learn how to endure a bad life. Don't wish for an easy one. That only makes you weaker. That only makes you weaker. And be able to tell yourself that regardless of what situation you're in, what you're doing, whatever, you can make it through pretty much anything, regardless of how bad the situation is, because there can always be worse. You could be in the worst situation possible and still see it that way, because there's always worse that can come. Always worse. You're never in the worst situation. Someone always has it worse than you. So be glad. I'm not saying that be glad that they have a worse situation than you. But what I'm saying is be glad that, you know, that you can endure the pain, that you can keep going without being fucking scared or hurting or depressed or whatever. Because even at this point, I get sad a lot, and especially recently. I know that doesn't stop me. It's not going to stop me. Because at the end of the day, what the fuck is being sad or depressed gonna do for me at the end of the day, besides put me in this fucking bubble that I'm going to be stuck in, and then I'm not gonna do shit about? Because you're gonna get to the point where you're not gonna want to do a fucking thing, because you're so fucking out of it, and you've let this shit continuously go, and it's just twisting and continuously going in your head over and over again. You're thinking about the same shit every single day. It's a cycle. In that cycle, you would never break if you continue to do the same shit. Think about the same shit. Fucking put yourself down about the same shit. Like, yeah. And it's okay to be hard on yourself. It's okay. That's the best thing for you. Shame yourself. Be hard on yourself, because if no one does it, then who is? You have to do it yourself. Because at the end of the day, how are you going to fix things? How are you going to learn? You're never going to learn that way if you don't see it that way. At least that's the way I see it. Like I said last time, the way of my thinking is, it is not the correct way. It's not the correct way. But I feel like for me at least, this is the correct way for me. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, for me it is. Not for everybody, because everybody has a different way of handling things and all this stuff. But it's come to a point where we can't be like that no more. We can't be easy, especially on our men. We can't be easy. And this came to a point where it's getting like that for the women. And I'm not saying that like, well, actually, yeah, I am saying that. Fuck that. I am saying that. I am saying that we need to be tougher on them and put them in their place, because a lot of these women think that they're men, and at this point it's like it's cool. Like there is going to be tomboy women. There's always since the beginning of time, but it's come to a point where it's been flooded with bullshit and dudes. Because this is why I say this. Because dudes have become so weak to the point that they're getting ran over by women left and right. I was in that situation. For a fucking fact, I was in that situation. I never saw it like that because I was in love. And love is a fucking... It's the fucking... Like, it's so... It's one of those that I said... that it's easier said than done, because it's hard. That's very hard. If you had someone that you were in love with and y'all were there for each other for a long time, and then just out of nowhere, poof, it's gone because of some stupid shit. And you know what I'm saying? Like, and during those times too, like you gotta put your foot down. You have to put your foot down. I never did that. I let them do whatever they want, say whatever they want. Like, it's not okay. It's not okay, because there's supposed to be a level of respect coming from each other. It's not just, oh, well, I do this and I do that. Well, you have to listen to me because I do this. It's like, no, that's not how that works. We're in this shit 100, so you're gonna see. We're gonna see eye to eye. And if we don't, we sit down and talk. Simple. But we have to start putting, I guess you could say we gotta start putting these bitches in their place. Because that's just how it is. That's just how it is. You gotta, like, a lot of men will entertain women because they want something out of that. But women are gonna fucking drag you to the ground if they know they can do whatever they want with you. And that's the sad reality about it. Like, I'm pretty sure a lot of people know. I'm not saying something that's new or whatever, right? But I guess I could say I could put it in my sense and my ideas with it, right? Because it's been tough for me to see anything good out of anybody anymore. Which is also a bad way of thinking. I will say that myself. I don't trust nobody. I don't really let anybody just come into my life like that anymore. And I don't indulge in small pleasures and bullshit. Like, I guess you could say I've been on this no fat train for like the past month and a half. And honestly, I feel better. I honestly feel better. It's like dopamine detoxing. And I feel a lot better. I honestly do. And I feel like we should all start indulging less. Like, it's okay to go do bullshit, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, fuck around every now and then. But if it's like your whole thing and you're there every weekend drinking, trying to fucking get laid and all this shit, that's where it's come to the point where it's a bit addicting. And that's when you know that you're letting the small pleasures take over your life and take over who you are, because you're consistently indulging in shit like this, right? And you will let it define who you are. You're letting it. You are letting it define who you are. And that's okay. But it's not okay to continue to be that way. You have to come to a realization that you're doing something that's indulging in something that's giving you this quick dopamine, whatever, this dopamine fix, and then you're continuously doing it over and over and over again, and it goes back to, it's a cycle. You're doing the same shit. You're never gonna find true happiness that way, because you're literally, I can almost guarantee you, the way I see it, I could be wrong, but the way I see it is the people who go to clubs all the time, people who go and try to find this temporary happiness for a couple of hours, are not happy. They're not happy with themselves. They're not happy with their lives, and that's why they have to go party. They have to go get drunk. They have to go to the club. It's okay to get drunk. It's okay to go to a party, but when it's consistent, you're there Friday and Saturday every single week, and if you have, let's just say you randomly have a day off during the week, and you have the opportunity, you go. And it's like, no, instead of trying to focus on yourself, doing what you want to do with your life, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're going to let it continuously define who you are just because you're trying to find a quick fix of happiness, and you're not gonna be happy. You're not going to be happy. The day you die, you are not going to be happy. You're gonna have so many regrets. You're gonna have so many fucking regrets. It's never okay to have regrets. Have remorse, but don't have regrets. Hold on, guys. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to just randomly stop. But, yeah, no. It's not okay to live with regrets. At all. Not okay. It's one of those things that's just gonna put you down. It's just gonna make you feel like shit. Like, I should have done this. I should have done that. You can't do nothing. You can't do nothing. You can't do nothing. You cannot do shit about it. What happened had happened. It's done and over with. Just after that, at that point, strategize how you're gonna get better. How are you gonna get past this? How are you going to see things in a different light? How are you gonna approach things in a different way? How my money is about to come in. My bad. I'm getting text from my boss. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get money, but what is it? Yeah, no, and it's just you have to. It's like a lot of people. It's gonna be some people who are gonna be later than others, and that's cool. There ain't nothing wrong with that because there's people who are gonna learn a little bit slower than others. But if you have, let's just say you have a group of friends, right? You have a homie. Let's just say let's just say this. It's you and you have two friends, right? You have one that you tell them something and they pretty much follow along with what you say and just tell you, yes, you should do this, you should do that. And then you have another person that's there with you, and that's a person that tells you, hey, you're a fucking dumbass. Don't do that shit. That's dumb. Like, you without any context, right? Because this could be in a various way of things. So it's cool. You're right. It's not gonna be like, it's gonna be like hella understandable really fast, right? Hold on. I just got paid. He wants me to. But me personally, I want the person who's gonna tell me how it is and tell me, hey, you're a fucking dumbass. You're being stupid. Don't do that. Because if I don't like yes men around my corner, you need to correct me. And if you're doing something wrong, I would hope you want me to correct you. That's what friends are for. Your friends are not gonna sit there and tell you to do something that is fucking stupid at the end of the day. You are going to fucking drag yourself into a situation that you're not gonna want to be in. You're gonna be stuck in it. And guess what? What are you gonna fucking do? You're just gonna fucking, depending on the situation you're getting yourself in, it could be up to the point where you could die. But I'm always gonna use the most extreme example just to put it into perspective, right? So it's just one of those things where you need to find ways to correct yourself, to strategize, to get better. And if you don't, everyone's just gonna be able to drag you through the fucking mud, no matter who it is, no matter how fucking strong you are or male. There's a lot of like people who have this mindset where they're like, hey, you need to listen to your lady at all times. I personally don't believe that. Just because sometimes the ladies have some dumbass shit to say, just like men. It goes both ways. But at the end of the day, they do have some good shit. And when those good shit, oh goddamn, I'm fucking here, fucking stutter like a motherfucker. But when those good shit comes out of their mouth, take the time to listen. Always, no matter if it's bad. Like obviously you want to listen. And then from there you go, however you want to approach it, take whatever into consideration. It's cool, right? So it's just how life is. It's just, I don't know. We've come to the point where it's like we've let our pride just completely go away, and no one has pride in themselves. No one is prideful to be a man. No one's prideful to do any of this shit anymore. It's like, be proud that you're a man. It's in our blood. It's in our genes. We have to be who we are. It's not bad. It's bad when it's too much. Like, let's just say, like, you're fucking one of those, like, I guess you could say, well, I guess I could fall in that category myself. One of those who, oh, actually, no. Someone who, let's just say, I'm gonna use another extreme example, but someone who just likes to go look for fights, right? Like that is bad. It's not. It's and another thing. It's also bad if a fight comes and looks for you, and you don't do shit about it. If it's coming to you, oh man, you gotta stand up and do something. Fuck all that. It's up to you, right? It is up to you. Only you. You can only put a stop to things. You can only continue things. You can only push forward or push backwards. You are the one that's in control. And only try to take control of things that is in your control. If it's not in your control and someone wants to leave, someone wants to do this, someone wants to do that, then let them. Fuck them. I'm not gonna sit there and fucking, you know what I'm saying, like, get to this point where it's like, oh nah, I'm gonna feel sad because whatever. Nah, fuck them. If they want to leave, let them get the fuck out of your life. Let them and see how they're gonna fucking react to someone else that's not like that, right? They're gonna fucking be like, yo, like, this guy's a bitch. He's not a man. He's not a this. He's not a that. No matter what the fuck, all this stupid feminism that's been going on, all the stupid shit that we've been going through, all that shit's stupid. Because they're telling women that they don't need nobody, that they can do shit by themselves, and all that stuff. Nobody in the history of histories, nobody in the histories of fucking histories did anything alone. Everyone has needed help, some way, shape, or form. Man or woman, doesn't fucking matter. Everyone needs help at some point in time. It's okay to get help, and it's okay to ask for help. It's not okay when you do it way too much. That's another thing. When you have it to the point where it's way too much, you're not doing shit for yourself. You're just not doing anything for yourself. You're not learning yourself. You're having someone else teach you, which is okay. It's okay to learn from someone else. But when it's to the point where it's excessive, you can't. At that point, you're never gonna figure shit out on your own. You're never gonna fucking find a way on your own to see things on your own. Because at the end of the day, you only have yourself. And I'm not saying you don't have family, you don't have this, and you don't have that, but sometimes family is not family. Sometimes it's just how it is. Family is just not family. At the end of the day, like I said, you have yourself. For the people who do have that, cherish that shit. Embrace it. You know what I'm saying? Just love it. Take it all in while you can, because no one in this world is invincible. No one's gonna fucking live forever. Everyone has a fucking time that they're going to fucking die, including yourself. So be prepared for all of those fucking things. Walk around prepared, so you're not side hit by something that you should have been prepared for. So it's just life, man. It's just life, and life is always hard. Life is always hard. It's not gonna be easy. You just have to take it how it is. Because if you oh well, I wish things were like this. I wish things were like that. I wish things were different. No. You can't do that, because you're gonna live in a fucking world of delusion. You're gonna live in your own head full of delusion because you think things should be like this, things should be like that. No. The world is how it is, and take it how it is, because that's not easy for everybody. It's not. It's just not. It's just honestly not. And it's not. And I guess you could say, like, except for an exception for like rich people, but even still, they go through some hardships themselves too. Like, I'm not saying that, like, oh yeah, no, they also have it very hard, right? Very hard. But you know, there's a lot of rich people who are really rich, and then they go broke. And guess what? You don't hear about them anymore. We don't talk about them anymore. You don't, like, nothing. But I can almost guarantee you. Hold on. Oh. But in a sense, let's like. They end up having to be able to endure hardships in life because they lost everything that made them who they were. The materialistic shit. You don't let that shit define you either. Don't let that shit, because the shit that you own will end up owning you, because you're so fucking focused on the pursuit of lust. Because to me, materialistic shit is lust. All of it. Obviously, some things are necessary, like a phone, a car, and then like this, my computer setup, because this is what I want to do. It's, I guess you could say, it's necessary. If something happened to it, I wouldn't really be tripping. I'd be slightly mad initially, but I would have to let that shit go, because at the end of the day, what the fuck can I do? What the fuck can I do besides just fucking moving on and just getting another one, or not? It's just how it is. A lot of people have this mentality that they don't know how to do things. They don't know how to see things. They don't know how to proceed with things. And that's all right. It all comes with time. It all comes with time. At the end of the day, the only way you'll find answers is if you look for them. And if you don't look for them, the answers are not just gonna come to you. They're just not. It's just not how life works. You have to look for your answers, the ones that you're looking for. The person who looks is the person who will find. Once you find those answers, put them down. Put them down on the table. Strategize and go from there. It's the only way. The only way. So, another thing, we've derived from our fucking competitive and I guess you could say like fighting nature, right? Like, we've been stripped from that little by little, and they say that it's toxic, it's toxic masculinity and all this shit. How is this shit toxic if it's embedded in our whole lives? We've been told that how we are is how we're not supposed to be, which is a fucking lie. How do you think people back in the day fucking caveman days survived, how do you think the more you go up in time, how do you think up until I could probably say the early 2000s, that's when shit started to take a big shift. Actually no, maybe a little, maybe a little later, not later but earlier, like maybe like 1990s, 1980s, somewhere around those times, right? That's when they took a shift. That's when I first started taking the shift. It started getting more prominent up in the early 2000s, and it's been turned up to the max all the way up until recently, like 2013. We can't let go of who we are. We are who we are, and you can't let none of this shit on the outside world fucking define who you are. Fuck all this fucking shit. That's why I got off of social media. That's why I only get on YouTube. Because YouTube to me is pretty helpful. There's a lot of fucking useful things on there that's helped me and taught me. And there's a lot of fucking shit that I just genuinely just like to watch because it's fucking funny, right? So it's just, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's like going through this whole like process of detoxing. It was tough. It was tough. It was definitely tough. And but I've been off of social media for a while, but when it did happen, like, it was tough. It was tough as fuck. But it is what it is, though. It is what it is. We've gotten to the point where this is how life is around us, and we don't know how to block out the outside noise. We let anybody and everything fucking influence on how we think, how we operate with ourselves, how we move. It's come to the point where we worship famous people. Like, honestly, I'll be honest, I fucking see these motherfuckers as normal ass people. Like, yeah, like, the people I watch, obviously, like, yo, like, hey, man, like, if I was ever to meet, like, somebody I genuinely, like, am a fan of, like, obviously, I'm like, yo, hey, man, it's nice to meet you, whatever. Hey, man, I'm a big fan, you know, I like what you're doing, keep it up, whatever, right? But I'm not gonna be like these people, like, I'm pretty sure y'all have seen people, like, over oh my god, it's blah, 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 oh my god, it's blah, 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 like, no. I would never, ever, 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 ever in my fucking life act like that. And the reason why is because why the fuck am I gonna cheer for somebody else like that if I don't cheer for myself like that? Who the fuck does that? No one should be doing that. No one. No one. These people are regular people, and a lot of these people have control of big parts of the population. Think about it. They have huge influence. And you're gonna be the fucking couple 100,000 pawns, even more, couple million pawns, because you're a big fan of this person. And you think like he's like some kind of like Jesus fucking figure and all this shit. Like, no, fuck that. Fuck that. Never, 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 ever, 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 ever fucking do that. Ever, 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 ever in your fucking life. Don't ever do that. Ever. It just never does anything for you. It just doesn't. It just doesn't. It's okay to be a fan of somebody, and it's okay to respect somebody and their craft. That's cool. Don't worship them, though. Don't fucking worship them. But at least, I guess we'll call this the end of this discussion. What we'll do before I start, because I'm not gonna cut the stream. We're gonna play some games. We're gonna play some games. I'm trying to figure out what the fuck I want to play, but I'm probably gonna be forced to play Elden Ring at the moment, which is cool. Elden Ring's pretty fun. But yeah, so at the end of the day, I'm gonna end it off with this, with at least for this part of the discussion, and then we'll move on to the game part of the stream. Reject weakness, embrace pain, embrace suffering, because without those things, there wouldn't be happiness. Make meaningful connections. Don't look for small satisfactions. Because at the end of the day you die, you'll be full of regrets because all you did your entire life was just try to satisfy yourself with small satisfactions. It is. But we're going to end it right there with that discussion. And let's pop some. Actually, let me fucking here. We'll pop the Elden Ring. Uh-huh. But if you're new here, if you're new to the fucking the stream, if you're new around here, hey, make sure to hit that like and sub button. And if you don't want to hit it right now, don't worry. Just keep coming back, and I'll eventually earn it. I will eventually earn it. And if I don't, well, that's okay. It's not for everybody. Here, hold on. Would I hold on? I think I'll probably be able to fix.